Go means go.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean Spit, the little show about big things. It is November 1st, everybody. Yes, Monday, November 1st. And I hope you all had an incredible weekend, and I hope you had a great Halloween with all the kids coming. It was fantastic, folks, because you know what? I was home for this Sunday, so for Halloween. So it was really cool. I wasn't out. I had some friends over. We had family over. And it was a lot of fun. Anyway, this is Ocean Spit, the little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon, a little lunchtime fun. And we are Restream Live, which means right now, everybody, you can see us in all different little formats. Don't forget now, we are on 4 different social media outlets. We are trying to get to Instagram. So we're working on. If you're on Twitter, you can go right there at tag there, Tony Ocean 5, and you can find us there on Twitter, everybody. That's right. Very simple. Instagram right there will be coming soon, right there, Tony Ocean with the little line. You can see us live on YouTube, just simple YouTube, and you can soon see us live on LinkedIn. So we need some more followers there. So connect with me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn. I'm going to make sure I say it right because I get all chastised. You know how it is. But anyway, there it is. So we're excited. Welcome to Ocean Spit. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. And don't forget, every show is brought to you by Eco Solar Solutions, where you always save more energy. Waiting on checks. Anyway, folks, 630-345-2964. That's 630-345-2964. Make sure you call our friend Caesar and tell him Tony O sent you here every day, Monday through Friday. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the doctors and the nurses and the firemen and the policemen and the farmers and the teachers. But most of all, it's to you is what we dedicate the show to. All right, about some more sponsors if we can, folks. Let's not forget the Don Esteban cigars, Tony Ocean cigars. You can get them, call on them, do whatever you want. You got to call my friend Javier at 727-366-7536. They're out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. They'll get you those cigars, whatever you want. You get the Tony Ocean ones, or you can tell them what kind you like. They'll hand roll them, and they will bring them to you. That's right. Another quick sponsor, folks, Trico Hair Experts. Every guy needs hair. Every woman needs hair. Kids need hair. Stop with the hats. Stop with the comb overs. Stop with the sprays. Trico Hair Experts. They're right out of Rosemont, Illinois. Give them a call at 773-999-7888. You know what time it is? It's time for the showtime. So let's go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. And now, your host, Mr. Tony Ocean.
Woo! Thank you, Nelson Santiago. Great job, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit. Hey, man, November 1st. My favorite time of year is fall. And, of course, winter, then spring, then summer. Can't stand summer. I mean, it's good, the pool, everything. We get a lot of festivals for work-wise, but I just don't like the whole summer thing. Anyway, folks, we got a great show lined up for you today. Now, starting, like I said, it is November, so now we're going back to getting our guests Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays is 2 for Tuesday, where we're going to have anybody come on and be co-host with me. When we go live tomorrow, whoever wants to come on the show, we'll click them on and they can co-host a whole hour with me, which will be a lot of fun. And of course, Thursday, my lovely wife, Laura Ocean's with us. So that's a lot of fun and everybody seems to like that when we're together. So it's very cool. I want everybody to like the page, let everybody know about Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Share it, push the button, share it, let everybody know about it. And check the website, folks. We're going to go right to that website, folks, where you can see all that information right there at the bottom of your screen. Like the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page, TonyOceanMusic.com, 847-769-8609 to book a show. That's 847-769-8609. I have to thank everybody that showed up. we are very fortunate. We're 4 or 5 nights a week still for the last 29 years. This week we got an incredible lineup for us. Now tomorrow we'll be at the Medina Country Club for representing a little party for Republican Gary Hart. So we're excited about that from 5 to 7. Wednesday we'll be at Georgia T's in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Oconomowoc. Found out it means help. There's a hog in my kitchen. No, only kidding. Oconomowoc there this Wednesday. Thursday, returning to Zaza's in Lake Barrington. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. Saturday, we'll be at Moretti's in Edison Park. That is with the band, of course, and that is a $23.99 prime rib dinner. And Sunday, we'll be doing the Des Plaines Theater for the St. Jude's benefit for Jimmy Zito. And speaking of the Des Plaines Theater, congratulations, Ron Onesti. They opened the brand new, long-awaited speakeasy, of course. I mean, the theater, the Des Plaines Theater with Kevin Costner and his band. They do all country music. It is his band from when he was in college. So they've been friends, and he tells stories about Yellowstone. It was a big, big success. So thank God for that theater. Now they're going to have a speakeasy there. It's going to be set up just like the Arcada. So, and speaking, I want to thank everybody that showed up to our gigs this past week, especially Prime was fantastic. I want to thank everybody from Remax for our private show we did on Thursday. And then I want to thank Cetera Investments, who rented out the whole speakeasy in St. Charles and hired us, the whole band. I want to thank Ryan O'Ryan, of course. Great job, Billy. Great job, Tony Toto on drums. My buddy John Trencali on guitar, and Daryl D. Professor on keyboards. It was a great night, so thank you so much for that. We want to also introduce a brand new sponsor. That's right. Now, we had a little special with him about 2-3 months ago. My good buddy John Cirisani. He's got a company called Steak Syndicate. It's like Omaha Steaks, that kind of stuff. Well, listen to this deal, folks. Only for people who listen to Ocean's Pit. So the 2,000 to listen to you every day, it's going to be good. Yeah, let me tell you about my friend John at Steak Syndicate. These guys aren't messing around. This is one of John Cirisani's companies, and I got to tell you, they did it right with this one. Very simple, folks. You get steakhouse quality meat delivered right to your home if you're a member, and it's just that simple. You got to love it. As a member, you get access to meat and the prices restaurants pay, not what they charge. That's 50% off all retail for the Corleone Club members. I just got to love that. Get that Steak Syndicate. It's right on the bottom of our screen. They're very cool. The Corleone Club members is $189 a year. But for all Tony Ocean listeners, you're getting a deal of a century, folks. A deal of a century. An offer you can't refuse. That's right, folks. 25% off all membership and a free tomahawk steak. Did you hear what I just said? 25% off your membership and you get a free tomahawk steak. The things pay for itself on your first order. Promo code is Tony Ocean. Go to steaksyndicate.com and press join the family. Add Corleone Club membership to your cart. Use promo code Tony Ocean and get 25% off and a free tomahawk steak. You talking to me? No, I'm talking to you. That's Steak Syndicate, baby. Steak Syndicate. Thank you, John. All right. A lot of good stuff to talk about today, but we have my first guest for the month of November. And I'd like to get the guests that we on the show mostly musical people, but we always have different from all different types of world and different types of jobs. We got some great guests coming up again. My good friend John Rank, he's going to be the singer of Jay and the Americans, who's been with them for a long time. We'll talk to him this month. How about former Governor Ron Blagojevich is going to be on Ocean's Pit, talking about his new reality show. Oh, my God. We got a lot of great stuff here. Ron Onesti will be back again in November, and the list goes on and on. We got some more great entertainers and people to talk about. This guy's been around a long time, my good friend. Chris Minardi, ladies and gentlemen, originally from Long Island, New York City. Long Island is beautiful. New York is beautiful. Spent a lot of time there, folks. Do a lot of shows out in New York. Of course, I'm a diehard Yankee fan and a diehard New York Knickerbocker fan. Derrick Rose is on fire this year with the Knicks. My Giants aren't doing that great in football. But anyway, Chris Minardi, fantastic. The one-man jam. This guy covers everything from the 50s to the 90s. He does deep cut albums. What I like about that is, you can go see an artist play and they play always the hits. But if he goes in and he gets some of these deep cuts and stuff that only real fans would know, but they make some great music. And I just love his stuff, man. So we're going to talk of him. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to bring him on right now. So let's push this little button here. And let's get Chris Minardi on the show. Good morning, Chris.
Hi, guys. How are you?
What's up, my friend? What's going on?
Oh, not too much. Looked forward to this. I'm honored.
Me too, Chris.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know what? Number one, Minardi. Is that Italian? What part of Italy?
It is Calabrese.
Calabrese. Okay.
I believe it's Calabrese.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have family up there, Michael?
Well, as a matter of fact, we do. And the only reason I know that is because we've connected through this so-called Minardi blog or a Facebook blog thing. And some of them are distant relatives that, cool. I would not have known otherwise.
Have you been up there? Have you been
to Italy? No, I've not been to Italy. No, it's on it's on the bucket list. Okay. So, we'll get there one of these days.
Yeah. And today, now is not the time to go out there, but with all the crazy shit going on. But
exactly.
We've been there many times and it's great. I still speak fluent Italian, me and my mom, and I speak it, read it, and write it. So that's a lot of fun on that. Let me see here. Let's get some chat. We got a lot of people. Okay, we got Santa Barbara. We got New Jersey. We got Florida. We got New York City. Our good friend Dean Michael from Good Clean Fun. Dean Milano. Oh, this is good. A lot of great people watching, folks. Yep. All right, Chris, you've been around a long time, brother. And
yeah, I have been.
Before we get around to the music thing, obviously you were born in New York, so the whole family there?
Yes, I was born in Queens, 1959. I was born 3 days after the day the music died.
Oh.
So I think I've got that date right. I don't know. Mike Broccoleri, correct me, please, if I'm wrong.
Mike, there you go. Right.
So, yeah. And I grew up there, and it was a good place to grow up. Lots of good music, and my whole world has always been music from as far back as I could remember. I've got older brothers and sisters that really influenced me into listening to a lot of great stuff from the 50s, and also my parents.
Well, that's where the musical background came. You had family, and yeah.
Yeah, I've never discriminated against any kind of music whatsoever. It was not, I only listen to 50s music, or I only listen to the Beatles, or whatever. Music is music, and it's all of it deserves a little bit of attention, good or bad, I think. And then you decide what you like.
What you like. So, Mike, what do you think about the new music today? I mean, the new artists that are coming up. I mean, can you really actually listen to that stuff? Because I tried. I'm sorry.
It's a really good question, Mo. It's a really good question, and to answer you properly is that when we grew up, I know you and I are in the same age group. There was a time where the music came to us. The new Moody Blues album is coming out in December. You waited for that. You looked forward to it. The new Stones album is coming out. New album by America, and you were teased like with some singles and things like that, and you anticipated it. Now what's happened is that all of these years, 50, 60 years later, we're flooded with so much music that it's hard for what we might like to come to us. We have to go find it. And there's places out there where you can find the music. You have to either, you got to visit the clubs, the underground places, the folk joints, the jazz joints, or whatever. But the one place that I've really found where I can find some good new music is on Sirius Radio, XMU, which is their version of college radio. And it's not all great. I don't love all of it, but there I've at least it kind of gave me hope.
You think there's some hope? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that there's hope. But like for me, I couldn't tell you. I stopped listening to new music after the 80s.
Yeah. Okay.
So I couldn't tell you.
Which is not uncommon for people our age, really.
Yeah, right. I mean, the 90s, I never got into that grunge stuff. I never got into that.
No.
And I was into punk. I mean, I like the Clash. I like the Pistols and the Ramones. But I did not understand the grunge and then this new stuff now. I just don't get it. But
Right.
and like artists like us, if we like for instance, I'm a big Sweet fan. I'm a big Slade fan. I'm a big Ian Hunter fan.
Yeah.
So you have to go to their site to get to see if something's coming out.
Correct.
Or we used to pick up the Rolling Stone magazine or Entertainment Weekly, and they tell you now.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who's who. You know.
No.
I couldn't tell you.
And again, you have to go look for it. You know, I mean, what they're putting. To tell you the truth, the last time I even looked at the Grammy Awards was, I want to say 10 years ago. You know, when all the bands were hitting their 50th anniversary. You know, Paul McCartney was there. The Beach Boys did a big 50th anniversary thing. And it was great. And I remember saying to myself, this is going to be the last great Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if in 2012, you know, is it going to have a little bit of a revival with the surviving 60th anniversary musicians? It should be interesting. But, you know, I other than that, I hear what's on there and I don't even want to. You know,
I don't even want to either.
you know.
You know, Chris, I like it. I mean, you got an extreme. You go from one extreme to the other on your influences and with your shows. I mean, you go from the Grateful Dead to Elvis Costello, Beach Boys, Stones. Were you a Beatle fan?
Very much so. Yeah,
Were you a Beatle fan? If it was the Beatles or Stones when they came out.
Well, that's another great question. Yeah. I've never looked at it as one or the other. You know, there wasn't, you know, I wasn't in that. I'm not competitive. I don't think music in general, to me anyway, is competitive. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. This, you know, there's no, you know, maybe I think in 1972, you know, you could say, well, what's the best rock album? You know, and you could probably safely say Exile on Main Street was the best rock album.
Right.
But, you know, is it now? You know, for better or worse, over the years, you listen, you wear the grooves off of these things, you grow a little bit tired of things and you move on to other stuff.
Yeah.
And not everything, you know, you can change your position on what you feel, I think. So I don't look at it from a competitive standpoint. I think the Beatles and the Stones are two completely different bands. They come from two, you know, other than, you know, they come from like, I guess, lower middle class backgrounds in different parts of England. They're really different.
Right.
You know,
and another thing too, that the management company, Andrew Lloyd Oldham, you know, made the Beatles look like they were more dangerous. I mean, the Stones more dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah, he used to incite riots at the shows.
Right. And, I mean, Epstein made him look like, Brian made him look like the Beatles like angels. And Andrew Loeb said, Oldman goes, hey, let's make them look like devils. So,
correct.
I mean, but basically, they were same guys. I mean, they were actually pretty good friends from books and stuff that I heard. But it's amazing what they've done for music. I like the one-man jam thing. I mean, that's cool that you can do that, especially during 2020 when a lot of guys weren't been able to put that bands together. You know, right. It was sad as it was.
Very grateful.
At that time it was good for us because we were still playing.
Exactly.
You know? And we are full-time musicians. And let's be honest, Chris, there's not that many of us.
No.
That are full-time and still working. I mean, every time you go on between like you guys and my buddy Rick Lindy and Mike and Tracy, and I mean, there's a Dean, there's a lot of guys out there that are still plugging away. And this is what we do. But what is the difference, in your opinion, Chris? You spent time in New York before you were working in New York. I know you were born there, but when you were playing out there, what's the difference between New York and Chicago music scene-wise for you at the time you were there?
I don't know, because I've been out of there for 33 years.
All right.
And I honestly, I'm kind of a late bloomer as far as like steady music gigging. I mean, I was really in my early mid-30s when I actually started to get real honest to goodness paying gigs and have some, momentum. And, from one thing to another, the momentum built and built and built to the point where I was actually able to turn this into a full-time thing. I never imagined that it would be possible. Yeah. So like even back then, people would come to me and they would say, what are you working in the air freight business for? You should be playing music. And I was like, no, you know what? I need the structure in my life. I need to set an alarm clock, get me out of bed every morning and be a responsible person. It just never dawned on me to play music full time. It was just more of a hobby. And then when I got faced with a job loss 7 years ago, after I'd already been playing very regularly, but all of a sudden I said, I got to make this music thing work full time. And God, I started meeting all different kinds of people. I met Mike Broccoleri, which that's a whole other story in itself.
Sure, that's an hour show right there.
That's an hour show right there, exactly. Okay. The two of us.
Great guy.
One town away from each other, and we had all the same friends, hung out in all the same places, but we didn't get to know each other until 6 years ago. So
same thing with me and Mike and Tracy. We've heard of each other, but when 2020 came, and we kind of reached out, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? How are we surviving? And then we came up with this, and I was honored to be invited to their wedding, and that was a great event. So and we've done a couple of shows together. They're great guys.
Seen them?
Yeah, they're just great. Chris, you were originally a drummer from your.
Well, I wanted to be a drummer.
You wanted to be Ringo, or did you want to be Charlie Watts?
That's a great. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I wanted to be Ringo.
Ringo.
I mean,
Who doesn't want to be Ringo? He's
exactly.
He's my second favorite Beatle. It's John.
The greatest drummer of all time.
Yeah, it's Ringo. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Remember the cartoons?
Oh, absolutely. I love the Beatle cartoons, man. The inflatable drums. That was the reason why I stopped, because I was so young and I realized, drums, it's going to be a lot of stuff to carry around. Sure. And then I saw the deflatable drums and I thought, well, that's easy. But then I realized, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Voila.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you had a little things with that class of 68. You played with them a couple of times, right?
I'm basically their sub guitar player.
Okay.
And just a little shout out to Dave Steffen, who's the regular lead guitar player with that band. A phenomenal player, wonderful guy. But like yourself, we're all immersed in different projects, and sometimes you can't do a gig. So they'll call me and ask me if I'm available, and they're a great band, wonderful people, a lot of fun.
I've seen them a couple of times. I heard their music, and of course, I mean, I love all the. And I hate to say oldies, but it is oldies, but it's classic rock. Yeah. It's classic pop. And what people don't understand is these songs are some 30, 40, 50 years old. They're still being played. You can hear any Stone song every day, any Beatles song every day, any Beach Boys. I mean, 25 years from now, the crap that's on right now, they're not going to have K-Tel's greatest hits of 2022. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Ain't going to happen.
When my buddy and I went to see the Rolling Stones a couple of weeks ago out in Charlotte, and it was kind of cool. We were celebrating the 40th anniversary of him and I having seen the Stones together in 1981, which were already an old band back then. Sure. And there were some kids that, everybody's real friendly, and you got three generations of people, kids, parents, grandparents. And I'm talking to these kids. And they're really, they're like huge Stones fans, and the guys, I can't wait for the re-release of Tattoo You to come out with the bonus tracks. And I'm talking to like a 14-year-old kid. Yeah. And I said, do you think that that this music, that like whatever's popular today, the Cardi B and stuff like that. I said, are they going to be celebrating 60 years, down the road? And he's like, no way, we'll still be listening to this. Yeah.
We'll still be listening to this.
Exactly.
I mean, Cardi B at 60 years might be celebrating when she comes out of jail after they lock her up, probably somewhere down the time. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand how the music is, but hey, look, I understand when Elvis came out, it was a rebel thing. People didn't like him. When the Beatles came out, when the Pistols came out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's going on? So I understand the rap thing. I understand the rap thing. I don't get it. I understand it. That's their only way that they're out there expressing their feelings, how they can express their music. They're good at what they do. I just can't get it. Chris, you dabbled with original music as well?
I have, I haven't written anything in years, probably since the early 90s, but in the 80s, I was in an original band back in New York. And then when I moved here, I got into a band with some. They were called the Critics, and they were let's see, two of the guys have moved on to be Liverpool legends,
Cool.
Kevin and Marty.
Yeah.
I was in a band with them in the early '90s, and we played all original music, and we did some of the clubs downtown. We opened for the Shoes. You being a pop music fan, right?
And supposedly there's no V in shoes. It's just shoes. Remember, just shoes. Yeah.
I remember that they were the nicest guys, and I was real green at the time. Again, I said that. I'm sorry, my phone just rang. I was back in the day. Back then, I was real green, and I was just starting to come about, playing live. I was real shy. It took me years, like, to be able to come out in front of a stage and in front of people and actually be able to converse with the audience and all of that. But these guys were just real nice, and I remember their guitar tech in particular took my Telecaster and did a complete setup on the guitar while before our set started. He laid it out on the table, and I couldn't believe it, and I said, "What do I owe you for it, man?" "Oh, nothing." He goes, "I hope you like it." So that was just a shout out to those guys for that moment.
Yeah, they were great. Out of Zion, Illinois, they had some great records. They signed with Elektra. They had Too Late back in like '81. Chuck Fieldman, the Murphy Brothers, great band.
The Murphy Brothers, right?
Yeah, Murphy Brothers, great band. Chris, blues, folk, pop, country. So when someone comes out and sees your show, that's what they're getting. They're getting all that types of music.
Yeah, I mean, I have it available to play. I don't work from a set list. I just kind of go through a stream of consciousness thing when I'm playing. I actually need two brains to kind of do what I do, because my one brain is playing the song, and then the other one is queuing up
the next
whatever
song
I'm going to play next. And then I don't know about you, but I know my buddy Mike Broccoleri could attest to this. We never remember the titles of songs. We only remember like what like, for instance, Sponge Cake, the song Sponge Cake.
Yeah, that's all we know.
It's a Parrot Head tune. I don't even remember the name of the artist, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm horrible at lyrics. I mean, brutal with that stuff. But I know what you're saying and what you're doing it. I've seen you read your average. You're a big runner. You like to run.
Mm-hmm.
You love to cook. That's great. So you're out running. You exercise.
Yes, every day.
Really?
Every day. Got to. Yeah.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
It's not for everybody. I mean, I can't hit a ball to save my life.
Me either.
Me
either.
So, as far as like, being like an athlete and competing in sports, now there's an area where there's competition.
Sure.
So at one time, they used to make us run in gym class. I don't know what they do nowadays, but I mean, I remember they used to make us run a mile, in gym class. And I remember how much it hurt. And I was an overweight kid too. So it hurt. But all of a sudden, one day it caught on, and I said, wow, this stuff makes me feel really good. Just the whole fresh air, it clear your mind thing and all of that. So it stuck, and it's one thing I've been
doing it.
Yeah.
Something I was going to touch on, 9.5 years sober, man. That is unbelievable. God bless you, man.
Oh, thanks,
Look,
man.
We've all been through that. And people kind of say that it's your field that you're in. I don't really think that's got anything to do with it, right? Because I know doctors and lawyers and teachers that have been through stuff too.
Yeah.
I've been through my demons and stuff like that. And it's funny because I don't have any regrets. I know it sounds bad. I went through it. I know whatever it was, but when I come out of it now, I think I became a better person that way. But the younger generation now, I think though, with Chris is, I don't know if these kids these days can get into any type of thing as they do. Is there help like there? I don't know if they don't have the support like back in the day. I think it's completely different now.
Well, I have a very unconventional recovery. That's a whole other show,
Sure.
but
Sure.
I'll give you the short version. I mean, I just woke up one morning, January 2nd, 2012. I waited until New Year's was over to get sober, but you just have that moment. I think it's just that moment where I'm not going to kid myself with this anymore. This is real. Stop. And I've known a lot of people that have done that, but for most people, it doesn't work that way. Most people struggle. And the problem that I have is that I don't get the struggle part of it, at least as far as abstinence. And so, I never want to be like cavalier about, just stop. What's the big deal? If I can do it, anybody can do it. And in my soul, my heart and soul, I feel that way. But the fact of the matter is that there are people that really, really struggle with this. And, I've had them ask me, what can I do, man? And I'm like, well, if I could put it in a bottle or if there was something I can convey it to you somehow and make it easy for you, I would, and I would give it away, but it's just something that it's a very personal thing. I didn't know, I knew in months, years prior that at some point this was going to have to stop. And I used to think to myself, what am I going to do? I'm surrounded by alcohol constantly. I mean, unless Dunkin' Donuts starts putting up the money for us, so you know what I mean? I'm going to play your Kool-Aid stand today, which by the way, I would do.
Okay, I'll be right there. Right.
I'm not too proud to not play your Kool-Aid stand, but we do know that a lot of the revenue that pays us is from alcohol sales. We're beer salesmen, So it was a shock to me that, especially that first 24 hours, that I didn't have any adverse feeling other than to just move forward with it. And then each day, each other day, each week, each month, and 9.5 years later, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. So I don't want to say that it was easy, because there's a lot of residual difficulty. You've got to deal with drunk people.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't like to enable anybody. I'm not your designated driver, and I mean, within reason, but generally speaking, sure. I'm not going to drive you everywhere you want to go so that you
go. Right. Exactly.
So, but it was a complete game changer in my life. And my phone's ringing again. Let me shut this off. Sorry about that. Complete game changer, enabled me to do so many great things in this life. One of them is pursue a full-time music career, which I'd never be able to do. Met all kinds of nice people, wonderful people everywhere. Gratitude.
You know what? We're very fortunate in our business, because a lot of people that I've met through the music business, thank God we have that. And some I came close to, some we don't know that well, but there's the respect of what we do for a living, to be able to go out and do it for a living. Let's get Chris real fast. 2020. Let's go to March 13th, my last show, 2020, before everything closed down. You heard about something called COVID-19. What was the first thing you thought about, number one, for your business? And better yet, number one, for you and your family. Number two, for your business.
I was in denial for that first week, or that first couple of weeks. I was in denial. However, I mean, I was aware of it. I knew that there was a pandemic coming. March 13th, I remember I got an email, I think, or a text from my brother a couple of days later, saying to me that if I run into any problems, actually my whole family really, if I run into any money problems, call us, we'll help you. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think of it. I just figured, okay, they're going to resolve this in a week, and we're going to be back up and running. And all of a sudden I paid that first round of bills.
Right.
I'm like, so I realized that, okay, I knew I could get through it one way or another, with, strict budgeting and all of that sort of thing. And then we just came right up with the idea. Mike and I came up, I know, and I'm sure we didn't invent the wheel on this one, but we were discussing the fact that, we should go live on the internet, go live over Facebook Live.
Uh-huh.
And aside from the fact that we're not video people, we're musicians.
Yeah.
Well, nobody could ever really understand the painstaking nightmare of what it was setting up the camera and getting it all to work and getting the right sound and trying to make this as good as possible for people. I mean, it was horrible at first. It got better as we went along.
Sure.
But it was amazing the number of people that tuned in to all of this and how much they missed the music.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's what it was. Even for us, we were doing driveway concerts from the.
Yeah, I remember.
But a lot of places we played put up tents. We were playing in parking lots. We were playing. I mean, it was, and people. It just goes to show you that people need music.
Oh God, yeah.
And especially in 2020, and they still need it now. And that's why we're fortunate. We play as much as we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason why, and I think the reason why we, if I work Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursday nights, it's my audience that does it. And to be honest, as bad as it sounds, my audience likes to spend money. My audience likes to drink, and I think that's why we get hired on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, right? Why would they don't give a shit about us? I mean, let's be honest here. Yeah. We could be the greatest or non-greatest. They don't care if there's nobody in that pub or restaurant, or they don't care. You know what I mean? So, but we've been fortunate that we're able to do what we do. Chris, I know you like old cat. Are you a Vinyl guy?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
What? Me too, man. I'm sorry. The younger generation that might be listening, what if they do? There is nothing better than dropping that needle on that record.
Right before the COVID thing, I remember the last activity that my girlfriend and I did. Lisa Marie, you know Lisa Marie Petticone.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes. We spent a day vinyl shopping. It was the Monday before March 13th. We must have hit about, I don't know, 5 or 6 different places. And we ended up and I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it. But it was in Downers Grove. And God, we came out of there with like this, and it was good because then we had plenty of vinyl to keep us, occupied during the COVID thing, during the lockdown, which, know.
And Chris, what's great about that album, when we used to go out and buy it, when you're searching every aisle up and down, you're picking it up. You see the credits. You see who wrote the song.
Smell it.
That was more exciting sometimes than hearing the actual music.
Yeah.
It was the cover. It was whatchamacallit. And even now, before when they had the CDs, then you had to rebuy everything on CD again and this and that. It's just that the whole music business and the whole everything is so sad what's happening. And even some of the bands that we love, I mean, most of the bands I like have never been really that successful. I mean, my diehard favorite band of all time is Eric Kerman and the Raspberries.
What a great band.
Favorite time.
I saw him a few times, actually.
I've seen Eric a couple times, and you know what? I've never met Eric, but I've seen him a few times. And
he'd be a great guy to have on your show, man.
I would love to, but of course he doesn't do too much, and he's very political now on his social media posts. So he kind of, which I really don't care what people, whatever they think, whatever it is, I don't care. I'm not going to ban somebody just because he thinks that this guy's better than that guy. It doesn't make a difference. It's the character of the guy that, the person that we meet. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Chris, what can you tell somebody if a young kid wants to be a musician right now? What would you tell them?
It's a tough call. I've got a friend. I'm going to mention names here. One of my closest friends, Jeff Metzler, has a son who's 25 years old, and he plays with a band called Woozy. They're local, and just a quick description of them. They sound a little bit influenced like the band My Morning Jacket. Okay, kind of a newer band. They're kind of little trippy pop. They're really, really good. And he's like, my son really wants to make it in the music business. And I'm like, let him do it. Let him do it. I mean, you got to keep a balancing act, keep a job during the day, be responsible, but pursue that dream. But the thing is that to do that, write music, sell a record, and all of that, the way it used to be was that it takes 24 hours a day dedication, constant dedication. You got to go roll your van around the country, play for free in places. You could play to 2 people, and it's what they used to call stick-to-itiveness back in the day. And then even with all of that, it's still a gamble. But if it's in your heart, do it.
You got to do it. I mean,
do it.
There's a scene in the movie called Donnie Brasco with
Al Pacino.
I'm sorry, not Donnie Brasco. Bronx Tale.
Oh,
Bob De Niro plays the bus driver,
right.
And he tells this
Chaz
kid,
Palminteri.
Yeah, and he tells the kid, Colosio, he goes, the worst thing in life is wasted talent.
Yeah.
And I believe if it's in your heart, you got to embrace it. And just like you said, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Chris,
if they want to come see you, how do they find you? What do they do? How do they book the Chris Minardi Show?
Okay. www.chrisomj.com. That's my webpage. I update it every time something gets added or something gets changed. It's updated constantly. So that's probably the best place to find me. And I list everything that I do, all my one-man jam solo gigs, as well as any of the bands that I play with.
Very cool.
So it's all there. There's a little bit of a bio about what I do, that sort of thing. But it's a simple web page. There's not, and you're not going to open up the web page and have some live noise.
I just want to give you a little plug. Michael, of course, some good, clean fun. Just put your page right there. www.Chris. You got to love that. That's perfect, Michael. See, Michael and Dean and these guys and Rick from the Cave Dwellers. These are good guys that you just, they're all looking out for everybody. And they're all great musicians and great people.
Yep.
And we're very fortunate. Chris, thank you for your time, my friend. Thank you for the music that you enjoy, that you bring to people. And I'd love to do a jam, all of us, one day and just go out and have a good time and play.
I look forward to it, Mo.
You got it, Chris. Have a great day, buddy.
Thank you very much, my friend. Have a great day.
Peace out, safe. Man. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Ocean's Pit, Chicago's own Chris Minardi, everybody. The one-man jam. He does all that stuff for you. We got a couple more sponsors here. That's right. Let's see who else we're forgetting. Portillo's. Everybody loves Portillo's hot dogs. Well, they're looking for fundraisers, folks, and you can have a fundraiser yourself. It's very simple. It's very simple to do. You can go to jfank@portillos.com or call our son Joe at 224-636-3646. You can have a fundraiser, nonprofit fundraiser. Portillo's will come to you. Anything over $200, you get 20% to keep all that money. Anything after $200. So you check it out with Portillo's, folks. You can't beat that, folks. And don't forget, construction and diesel industry, Deutsche Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois, servicing the diesel and construction industry for the last 100 years. Call our friend Sal at 224-376-6550. And that's what it's about, folks. Some more chats here. Let's see. Great seeing our friends. How you guys doing today? Richard Hamlin, thank you. Peter Prado, thank you, guys. We got some interesting story. I want to say congratulations to our good friend Dolly McCarthy. We'll put into the Radio Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Dolly. Well reserved. It's great to see the Bears lose. And as they put out on the Las Vegas, they're already saying that Nagy's got to go. And we know he's got to go if you're going to try to go anywhere with the Bears. So we're sorry about that on that end. What else we got here? Stuff that we just want to get. We're putting a new fence in the house. The people are here. The signings are here. Boy, good stuff. Halloween was great. I want to thank Tony and Denise, Deanna, and everybody, Gina and Omar. And I want to thank, of course, the Antonelli family. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We had a great time. And it's funny with the kids. I still enjoy going to the door and giving them candy and giving them stuff like that. But you see some of these kids with their costumes sometimes What are you supposed to be? I don't know. Some of these costumes they probably shouldn't get themselves into, but hey, what do I know? Hey guys, it's time for the birthdays. And you know, I love doing the birthdays because we do it not only to our friends, musicians, but celebrities out there as well. How about this guy from the former Chicago White Sox? Former Chicago White Sox, that's right here. Danny Tarble celebrates a birthday today. Let's see. How about Mr. Chicago Bear, Andy Dalton, celebrates a birthday. Happy birthday, Andy Dalton. How about Barnett Wig, Grace Barnett Wig Slick? Of course, lead singer of Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. I didn't realize she was from Highland Park, Illinois. Happy birthday, Grace Slick. Tim B. Schmidt from the Eagles celebrates a birthday. Richard Dreyfuss, great actor, of course, celebrating a birthday. How about former Charlie's Angels, Kate Jackson celebrates a birthday. Former Chicago Cub, Fred McGriff. I didn't even know he was on the Cubs. I don't even know who Fred McGriff is, but God bless him. It's his birthday today. How about the great Brian Piccolo, former Chicago Bear, of course, based on the movie Brian Song with James Caan. And wow, what a great movie that was. The great Brian Piccolo. Henry Winkler, the Fonz, celebrates a birthday this past weekend. You got to love that. Jimmy Martinkowski, better known as Jimmy Vegas, an old friend of ours and was working for me for many, many years. I just want to say hello to his mom, Helen, Mrs. Vegas. Hi, guys. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Hope you have a great birthday. Michelle D., Tony Vincent's fiance. Michelle, hope you had a great birthday, honey. Peter Jackson, of course, from Lord of the Rings, and just did the new Beatles documentary, Get Back, Let It Be, celebrates a birthday as well today. Happy anniversary to Tom and Laura Kendler, 40 years out there, guys. Happy anniversary. I want to thank everybody that showed up from the pinball convention. It was in town. They all showed up to Chicago Prime on Friday, South Dakota, Boston, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Interesting stuff, talking to those people that came out and supported. It was very, very cool at that. I hope the Atlanta Braves takes the World Series. They're one more game away for destroying and beating the Houston cheating Astros. So I hope the Atlanta Braves win. All right, what do we got here, folks? Spirit Airlines has just changed their slogan for Halloween. If you think we're scary now, wait till you get us up in the air. Oh, Spirit Airlines is going through a lot of problems out there, folks. So interesting stuff that I don't know. People still try to fly on Spirit because of the cheap rate. What about your life? Worry about that. Rick Kramer, how you doing? Peter Prado, thank you, buddy. Tony Toto, great job on Saturday. I'll see you this Saturday at Moretti's in Edison Park. Bobby V, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, he is a great guy, man. Chris Minardi, thank you so much. He's a good guy, works his butt off, always gives a great show. Laurie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jeff Stevens, nice seeing you guys. Michael, of course. Mike and Tracy from Good Clean Fun. Dean Milano, of course. Great entertainer himself. Of course, an average, does a great job with his modeling and cars. And I got to get to with you, Dean. I got a box of empty boxes I got to bring to you because my wife is telling me, get those boxes out of the house. So, of course, I got to meet up with you. Dave Antonelli, what's up, my good buddy? Thanks seeing you and Mr. A in April yesterday. Greg Reedy, how you doing, my good buddy? Peggy Prince, I hope you're doing well, hon. I hope everything is well. Isabella Drake. All right, what do we got here? This is good. I'm trying to get some good stories here. How about this? They were going to make the sequel to Elf 2 with Will Ferrell. They were going to offer him $29 million, and he turned it down because the script was so bad. Right? If you can't make magic, I mean, you got those one movies. It's very hard that sometimes other movies come out to be that much better. But he turned it down. He said, hell, who knows here? Let's see what we got here. George Strait, country western George Strait. I love old country. I love George Strait. He put out a brand new record called Weight of the Badge, dedicated to the first responders and the police officers, et cetera, et cetera. All the money goes to the police department, which I thought was very good. You don't see it. You didn't see too much of that. When the police and first responders were getting chastised, nobody came out with a song. Usually Springsteen would do something like that, but I don't know where his head is at lately. But it was great. George Strait putting out a brand new song called Weight of the Badge, dedicated to the police and the first responders. You got to love that, folks. Chicago Sun-Times, 220% shootings in the city of Chicago. Chicago is finally saying that we are fed up. And they should be fed up. I don't know what they're going to do. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get rid of the power. You got to get rid of the power and bring in somebody else. Tony Bisek, how you doing, buddy? Eric Todd, that airline should be Spirit, the Sky, and their advertisement. Yeah. Ray Grant, how you doing, Ray? I hope you're doing well. And your grandson celebrates 10 years old. Give it up for Josh. 10 years old. Ray Grant's grandson celebrates 10 years old. To be young again, folks. To be young again. What does the CDC say about licking your fingers to turn a page in a newspaper or a book? I saw people out there reading books. I got a Kindle, but I love books. I love reading. I just finished the Tommy James story. I'm reading the Jonathan Cain story. I read every book you can imagine on the music and stuff that I like. I read the ELO book. Just some great books that are out there and reading. Very cool stuff. All right, what do we got here? I just want to get to some good stories. You're going to love this, folks. Dave Antonelli sent me this. Felony case. Over 43 cents worth of Mountain Dew is dropped. Now, folks, they actually took this story, took the time, and put it in the Sun-Times. They would waste an article of this about this story. This from Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, folks. Pennsylvania prosecutors have dropped the felony theft charge against a man who underpaid for a bottle of Mountain Dew by 43 cents. Now, do you hear what I'm saying here, folks? Prosecutors in Perry County dropped the left charge this month against Joseph Sabinski, 38 years old, downgraded another charge to Patriot News. In August, Mr. Sabinski went to an Exxon gas station, saw a sign advertising a 20-ounce Mountain Dew bottle for $3. He took one bottle, slapped $2 on the counter for what he thought was $1.50 a soda, and walked out, not realizing the discount did not apply to a single bottle. The bottle really cost $2.29, so including tax, he owned the store 43 cents. They called the cops, and it made the newspaper, folks, in the Sun-Times. Tell me that's not nuts. Joan Ask, how you doing? Nice to see you guys. Ocean's Pit. Imagine that. Putting that on a newspaper, taking the time to put that out on a newspaper, folks. Fox News, according to Fox News, thousands of Air Force troop guys are leaking and rejecting the vaccine. One thing we were talking about the vaccine. I want to say thank you to the mayor and the town of Elk Grove Village where we lived, lifted all mask mandates. Gone out of the town of Elk Grove. You don't have to wear a mask. If you go into certain establishments, it's up to every establishment to if they're going to let you go or not. I went into Walmart. Nobody's came up to me and asked me to put a mask on. So I don't know. Depends what mood they're in. Depends who's watching the door. I don't know. But apparently I did not know that you can have, I know you can have certain pets, but I did not know that in the city of Chicago, you can own a goat. I did not know this. Did anybody know that you could own a goat? No clue. Bon Jovi gets COVID-19, cancels his concerts in Miami Beach. That's John Bon Jovi, rock and roller with COVID-19. So he canceled a bunch of shows. Philadelphia, folks. You got to love this. You got to admire Philadelphia for what they do. Sometimes they're rowdy, but they're passionate, whether they love you or they hate you, but you got to love Philadelphia. Philadelphia, folks, may be the first state as a law that ban police officers for pulling you over for low traffic signs or low traffic speeding. They're not going to, what they're saying is low crimes, they're not going to even bother arresting you. It's not worth their time since they're all understaffed. They're going to be concentrating on more stuff. And I think every town should do that. And, if you're 10 miles over, we're not going to give you a ticket. But some towns, wherever you go, they're going to give you a ticket. Going to give you a ticket on that, folks. Ocean Spit, the little show about big things. What else we got here, folks? We got some time yet? Oh, here's something that I heard on the news that just completely shocked me. And I have to say, no matter what side of the political party you're on, Democrat or Republican, listen to this. President Joe Biden seeks to give migrant families. Now, this is families who, when they crossed the border, when they came into our country, they got separated. So our President Joe Biden is going to give each family member $450,000 if they were separated at the border. How, when our country is so broke? How about giving $450,000 to the homeless people out there that can't afford their homes and they're sleeping outside and what they're doing? How come you're not taking care of the homeless? No, let's give these guys that are coming in around the border, let's give them $450,000 because they got separated from their families. That I feel bad that they got separated. I understand that part. But $450,000? And Peter Prado says per person, which is worse. That's if brother and sister and mother lose the father, all three of them get $450,000 apiece. Thank you, Ronnie B. Congratulations to Tom Waddle, former wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, got put in the Chicago Sports Hall of Fame. I always like Waddle. I love him on Waddle and Sylvie on ESPN on the radio show they're having. It's great. Love that show. 250 years being severely destroyed in just 10 months. Now you think about what that means. 245 years being severely destroyed in just 10 months. I'll let you use your own imagination on that one, folks. Quit breaking the law and crossing the border with your young children illegally, and you will not get separated. Richard, bam, right there. You're taking a shot when you're going into the border. Become a citizen. Do the right thing. Get a driver's license. Become a citizen. Pay taxes. Learn the language. Put an American flag on your door because you are the greatest country in the world. Let's keep it this way. But how are they going to save money by what they're doing here for our country? Oh, it's nuts. Alec Baldwin in the news again. Now, I did not realize this. Now, we knew that it was a Colt 45 gun, prop gun, supposedly. Has to be shot, according to the people that were talking here on social media. This particular gun has to have a trigger to be pulled. I'm not much familiar with guns, so I don't know the whole procedure. But I know how you shoot a gun, you push the trigger, right? You would think. But a prop gun, you wouldn't think had a trigger, or maybe it did. What do I know? But according to Alec Baldwin said this lady Hutchinson was her friend. Do you know that she was in the middle of doing a documentary on Hollywood pedophiles and sex trafficking? She was in the midst of doing this biography or this documentary. She just happens to get shot. Now, according to CNBC, Alec Baldwin's going to get charged for involuntary manslaughter. Alec Baldwin said he's blaming the weapons handler for the mistake. He's blaming the weapons handler for this mistake, Alec Baldwin. That's like blaming the drunk driver who wiped out a family of four and blamed the bartender for over-serving him too many drinks. It's going to be interesting what happens with that trial. Make sure we keep watching that, folks. Listen to this story. Oh, this is going to be the last story of the day, I think. Yes, it is. Last story of the day, folks. You're not going to believe this story. I have to tell you it because it's so crazy. Listen to this. There's a 60-year-old man, 60-year-old truck driver, is suing the Tokyo hospital where he was born because supposedly at birth he was switched accidentally. Now, he ended up with a poor family and suffered his whole life, while his real parents and the kid that got switched and went to his family was big, famous, and rich real estate people. So because he got switched off at birth accidentally by the hospital, he's suing the hospital. Rightfully so. Oops, sorry, wrong parents. Wrong kid, sorry. That should be interesting. Oh, folks, boy, we got good ones, folks. Absolutely. It's that time for our last sponsor of the day, folks. Last but not least, of course, we only got one more we forgot to mention. Airtight Windows. That's right. Siding specialist, family owned for 30 years for honesty and quality. Do it right with Airtight Windows. Call my buddy Lou at 708-788-5000. That's 708-788-5000. Tell Lou, tell him Tony O sent you. And of course, Dave Antonelli at Patriot Funding Incorporated. You need money, you need it now. $10,000 in 5 minutes. That's simple, folks. All you need is 3 months copy of your bank statement, copy of your driver's license, a copy of your lease or your mortgage, and you can get that $10,000 quick cash deposited right into your bank account. You have to be self-employed, and you can use the money for anything. That's Patriot Funding Incorporated, 630-675-4730. And don't forget, folks, about Steak Syndicate, one of our brand new sponsors at Ocean's Pit. You got to love it. The Corleone Club. Hey, I got an offer you can't refuse. You go to statesyndicate.com, folks. You get 25% off a membership free and a free tomahawk steak. You cannot beat this. There's an offer you can't refuse. You're talking to me? No, I'm talking to you. That's right. My good pal John Sarasani, folks. Unbelievable Steak Syndicate. And you can only get in there, push that promo code Tony Ocean and get 25% off the membership free and a free tomahawk steak. These are steaks like you get in your normal restaurants without being charged that price. Syndicate Steaks. Right there. Check it out. I want to thank you all. I want to thank my good friend Chris Minardi for being on the show today, everybody. Give it up for Chris and make sure you go out and support Chris when he's out doing his shows, and keep supporting what we do, folks. Tomorrow's 2 for Tuesday. Now, this is how this works tomorrow, folks. 2 for Tuesday. Anybody that's listening, you can be the co-host with me every Tuesday. Very simple. All you're going to need, when I'm on the show tomorrow, I'm going to ask, does anybody want to come and be co-host? And then you're going to ask to be put on the show. And I will just push the button and bring you on, and you will be my co-host for the whole show every Tuesday. Don't forget, folks, now, November 11th, Thursday, me and my wife, Laura, are taking Ocean's Pit out on the road. We're going to be at Villaggio during the day on Lake Street in Roselle. Ocean's Pit Live. Come out with the remote. Be part of a live audience, folks. First 10 people get a $10 gift card. That's going to be Villaggio's Thursday, November 11th, during the day at 12 o'clock. Then Thursday night, we'll be at Manny's Ale House for Tony Ocean Show. And then the 13th, returning to Norton's in Highland Park. I want to thank you all for watching the show today. Thank you for doing what you do, man. Keep going out. Keep it supporting. Give me some more followers on LinkedIn and Twitter. Thank you so much. I love you all, man. Be safe. Be good. And the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Peace and love. Don't forget St. Jude's benefit this Sunday for Jimmy Zito at the new Des Plaines Theater. A lot of acts, 12-piece band. get those tickets to the show, St. Jude's benefit this Sunday. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day. Love.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.